Dr. J, founder of Junie Counseling. Welcome to my channel. Hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. It's getting cooler out here as students head back to school and also university. I have recently been in touch with some of my graduates and they're super excited to be headed off to college. Some of them for the first time, some for their second or third year, but for the freshmen, it is even more exciting because for many of them, it's their first time being away from home. They're getting ready for freshman orientation and, getting ready to settle into their new dormitories and meet a ton of new people. So this brings us to our next high five task: building and finalizing your university shortlist. This is super exciting. It's one of the highlights of the work that I do. It might be really huge in the beginning. It's like painting a picture with broad brushstrokes, and that is okay because there are certainly a lot of universities out there in the world. So start off with figuring out what your priorities are and just start making that big list. It's okay if it's really long in the beginning. Some of those considerations might include program duration, whether it's a 3 or 4 year degree program. Do they have the major that you're interested in, the course of study that you'd like to pursue? What is the language of instruction? Hopefully it's in English, if that's the language that you're used to. The type of institution is also important. It could be a private or public institution. Campus size is also super important. Some students prefer smaller institutions so they can get more one-on-one attention, whereas there are some students who are really looking for that huge, big campus experience. They want to be a part of huge community events and sports events, so that all depends on individual taste. Study abroad opportunities. There are some universities that have some vast opportunities for study abroad, which is a really important part of learning and becoming more culturally aware. So that is something to think about. Work opportunities and connections with industry is also something that can be a standout for certain institutions. So that's worth looking into too, whether you can get some hands-on job experience as an undergraduate student. Then there's also finances and scholarships. So some students are really keen to find out which universities have merit scholarships or need-based scholarships, or perhaps more opportunities for financial aid. And that varies across the institutions all over the world. So depending on your circumstances and what your family can afford, this could perhaps shift priorities a little bit as well. Now, there are also some softer considerations that are just as important, if not more so, in my opinion. And these include the student support services, whether this is in regards to learning support and accommodations or mental health and counseling services, distance to airport. When you're heading home for the holidays or for an extended break, it's really important to consider how far you are from the airport, especially when you want to get home quickly. Cost of living. If you're in the center of a big city, of course your expenses will be higher compared to a smaller university setting. Proximity to nature can also be an important factor for many of us. Sometimes students really want to be close to green spaces or have access to water. These are things you don't always think about, right? But when it comes to the next 3 or 4 years of your life, you want to be living and learning in a space that makes you happy, brings you peace. So that's super important to think about as well. My personal favorite consideration: will you find your people? Now, we're talking about the next 3 to 4 years, perhaps 5 to 6 years of your life. If you happen to be signing up for a dual degree program, you will be meeting and spending a lot of time with these new people at a university setting. They're going to be your new friends, some of them perhaps best friends, soulmates, who knows? So you want to know, are these going to be the people who you can have really interesting, deep conversations with, have a laugh with? Are they creative thinkers like you? Or perhaps people who enjoy like sports and being super active and going out for a run every day if that's your cup of tea. So that's something to think about too, right? As you're going to be away from family, away from your high school friends, your childhood friends, perhaps. So you want to make sure that you're also choosing wisely and venturing off to a place where you can make some solid new friendships with your new people. So, that is a quick overview of how you can get started with building your university shortlist. We'll get to finalizing that list in good time. All right. I usually think it takes students several weeks, sometimes several months to get to the point where they feel more confident about what their priorities are so that they can start sifting through that list, filtering it down from a list of 25 to 15 to 10. But allow yourself some grace, give it the time that it takes, okay? And you will get there. Right. So, that is all for now. Next time, we are going to talk about the next high five task, which is all about the personal statement, college essay, or letter of motivation, depending on where you're applying to in the world. For now, we will end it here, but we can, of course, revisit more of these topics at a later date and delve into them further as needed. Let's meet where you are and see where you'll go. And I'm super excited to see where you're headed. Until next time.